'cause my monsters are real, and that train had a kill, and there's no coming back, and they just laugh at how I feel.
Here, everybody, we are in 2026. Good God, it's crazy to say that. Can you believe that, Bob? It's 2026.
I'm trying to forget it, but yeah, it is.
Well, we took a little break off for the holidays. We hope everybody had a great holiday, a great Christmas, and a great New Year's with your families. We hope y'all had a safe and fun holidays. I know I did, even though I lost in the tournament, but it's still fun. I'm getting better and better every day. That's the main thing. But we are back, and we're going to do our playoff picks this week, and we got our special guest with us, Mr. Ross Turner. Ross, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Let's get into this episode, guys. We're going to start off with the NFC Wild Card Playoffs for Saturday. We've got the Los Angeles Rams traveling to the Carolina Panthers. Bob, who you going with?
Everybody's going with the Rams, right?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I am.
Ross, who you going with?
I was going to throw a joke out there and say Carolina because I thought everybody was going with the Rams, but I'm taking Rams.
I got a couple upsets this week. This is one of my upset picks. Carolina's at home. Bryce Young's got something to prove. I'm rocking with the Panthers this week just because something tells me that something's going to shock the world. And
I hope they do win.
My
but I
West
think
East
the
thing
Rams
is out
will.
the window at this point.
Yes. Next up, we got the Bears and the Packers. Packers are traveling to Chicago. I'm going to be honest. I like Chicago. Chicago's tough to play in. Bob, who you going with?
I'll go Chicago, but, I wouldn't be shocked the other way.
I'm not going to be neither, honestly. Ross, what you thinking?
I think it's going to be a close game, personally. I'll just be different and pick the Packers, but I think it's going to be close.
I don't think you can go wrong either way. It's a rivalry game, and if I'm not mistaken, in the head-to-head, I think I've seen recently the Packers do lead head-to-head in playoffs against the Bears.
I would not take the over, but
What is the over? I don't even know what the over is. 44?
yeah, 44.5.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a tight, low-scoring game. That's all we have for Saturday. That's kind of interesting. I thought we'd have at least one more game, but, they just said 2 games is all we get. And then we get to Sunday, and then we got my Eagles are getting visited by the San Francisco 49ers. Ross, I got a feeling I know where you're going with this, and I feel like Bob might follow up with it, but I've got to hear it anyway.
Eagles by 1 million. No, I'd take the Eagles to win this game. It'll be relatively close.
Bob?
I'm going to go with the Niners.
Huh? Any particular reason you're going with the Niners?
No, I just feel like, either I think the Niners get it walloped or I think the Niners win, and I'm just going to go with the Niners winning.
So he's going to take a West Coast team going to the East Coast
Yep.
again.
Very rarely do I do this, everybody.
I'm going to be honest. This is another one of my games that I had on upset watch. Just because the 49ers have been injured a lot this year, and they have found a way to win every freaking game. They were without Brock Purdy. They still found a way to win. They were out their best tight end in George Kittle. They still found a way to win. Our offense is not the best. We are struggling. And I'm going to blame it all on that stupid offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo, or however you say his last name. And I truly think that we could lose this game. And if we do, I think the OC is gone along with Nick Sirianni. I don't care the fact that he's made the playoffs 5 straight years. That's great. But I truly think he's on the hot seat if we lose this week. And I truly think he's gone. That's my take. I don't want to pick the 49ers, but I think just because of how it showed, I'm picking the 49ers. Now, my last upset pick happens to be this next game. I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Buffalo Bills. I think if Jacksonville beats Buffalo, then Denver's coming out the AFC. Hands down, because nobody can compete with Denver but Buffalo, in my opinion. I said it. If Buffalo somehow beats Jacksonville, it's going to be Buffalo-Denver for the AFC, and Buffalo could potentially finally get to the Super Bowl with Josh Allen. But I'm taking Jacksonville. Bob, who you rocking with in that
Buffalo.
game? Okay. Ross?
Well, I disagree with Daniel. I think anybody can beat anybody in the NFL any day of the week. But I will be taking the Bills this game.
All right. I'm the only one picking upsets right now. That's nice.
I did take the Packers, who's the
That's
seventh
not
seed.
really an upset. I mean, that's a
7
rival.
versus 2.
That's a rival game. That one you can go either way. It's not an upset. You got the Chargers coming to the New England Patriots. Patriots are a complete flip flop from last year. Commend them. Commend Mike Vrabel. I think he should win Coach of the Year in my opinion. He's one of the ones. He's a nominee for sure. I mean, look at what he's done. With this one, honestly, I'm going with New England. I mean, New England's tough to play in. Bob?
New England, big.
Big. Any particular reason?
No, I'll probably be wrong now that I said big, so probably the smart money is to go with the Chargers since I said that, but I still think New England big. No reason, no rhyme.
I got you. Ross?
No, I agree with Bob's initial assessment. I think Patriots win big, and Drake May's playing great. So,
Now, I want to do a quick little sidebar here. If the Chargers lose, is it time to move on from Justin Herbert? And
I think you got that from me.
I did. And you didn't ask it yet, so I wanted to ask it.
I mean, maybe you can draft somebody, try to develop them, but who else you going to go get right now?
I mean,
That's better than he is.
there's a few backups sitting on the bench. I mean, look at the 49ers backup. Look what he did when Brock Purdy went out.
You still
bought-
think he's better than Justin Herbert?
Right now, Justin Herbert ain't really showed much. I mean, he's in their division's not the strongest.
You know, I just don't think the Chargers are going to get anybody better next year. They can draft a guy, hope to develop him, but I think they're kind of stuck with him for a while.
I was just curious y'all's take on that. I figured I'd ask that.
I don't think you can say that Justin Herbert hadn't done that much.
I mean, he ain't made it no further.
He hadn't
than-
won a playoff game, and that's where I think we need to have the big discussion. But I mean, to say he hasn't done anything, and I think it's like Ross said, who are you going to replace him with? I mean, the NFL is not so easy to where you can just say, snap, snap, I want this guy to quarterback the team.
But I think if anybody's proven that a change of scenery helps quarterbacks, Daniel Jones this year. Look what happened to him. Change of scenery from the New York Giants and went to the Colts and balled out.
Yeah, but I want to
So,
see
I
what
mean-
happens long term. That's kind of short term. He did do very well, but
I think the injury kind of hurts him now.
Well, of course,
long-term,
but-
But is the guy that you take, even if it's a short term, going to be better than Justin Herbert? That's the other question you have to ask yourself.
and I think no right now.
I don't see who it could be. And to where you don't have to give up a lot of assets or spend a lot of money.
And you're talking about giving the guy a second chance. So who do you go get for a second chance? Tua? And think he's going to revitalize
No,
his career?
I truly think Tua needs to give up football.
Well,
if I'm
everybody
being
thought about
honest.
that same thing about Daniel Jones.
See, I actually like Tua. If you need a 1 year reclamation project, I think Tua can sail you through. I really do.
You know somebody who might want to jump a team, and now that he doesn't have a head coach, depending on who they get, Lamar might want to change the scenery.
Now, I'll tell you who wants to change the scenery, I think, is Joe Burrow.
Well,
he has
wait,
no offensive
wait.
line protecting
I don't think
him.
he's going to leave as long as he's got his receiver, Jamari Chase.
Wait.
I think if as long as he's got Chase. Now, if you get a package deal for him and Chase, I think he leaves. But if as long as he's with his buddy Jamari Chase, I don't think he
He's
wants to
got
leave.
no protection. I think he's tired of getting banged up.
But they can
If-
easily draft that.
But if Lamar just wants to leave, or if Burrow just wants to leave, it's not that easy.
Well, Lamar, I think it is because I think he's on the end of his contract.
Nope. He's got 1 year left.
And I don't know how many years Burrow has
now.
left.
But now that
Burrow's
he's
up
lost
in-
his head
Burrow's
coach,
up
I
in
think they
2030.
give him leeway. I think
Do what?
with him losing his head coach, I think he's got leeway since his last year.
What leeway?
I think he's got it in his contract or some kind of clause in his
He's
contract.
got a no trade. I'm pretty sure Lamar's got a no trade.
I'm sure he does.
And sometimes when you have a no trade, you can waive the no trade for certain peoples. But some people, the no trade is we're not going to go to this team no matter what. No trade.
Unless they waive it. The player would have to waive it.
But I think there are some people where they won't waive it for X, Y, Z.
So you don't think Lamar would want to leave Baltimore to go play for the Chargers if they came calling?
I don't think they would come
Because
calling
hear
for
me
one.
out. Hear me out while
Lamar's
I say
not
this.
better than Herbert.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
The only thing that Lamar can't do that Herbert can do is when Lamar has to throw the ball deep, he struggles the most.
Right now, I would not take Lamar over Herbert going forward.
I
As
would.
my
and here's
franchise
why.
guy.
Who's the head coach of the Chargers? Harbaugh.
So
Guess what? Why not go play for your brother?
I I don't see it that way because you didn't want to play for John. Why are you
No,
going to
he
want to
did.
go play for Jim?
John's the one that left.
No, he didn't.
He did want to play.
No,
he
he
said he
didn't.
did.
No, he did not.
Yes, he
They
did.
asked him in the post-game press conference, "Do you want to play for John Harbaugh next year?" And he says, "Whatever happens, happens." That
Yeah,
is
he
not a
He did
ringing
not stand
endorsement
up for his coach.
That is not a ringing endorsement of "I want to play for John Harbaugh." Not whatsoever.
Well, I mean, he's one that I think you could look at possibly moving on. That I think he's better than Herbert. Yes.
I disagree wholeheartedly. Going forward, I would not take Lamar over Herbert.
That caps off the Sunday. Now we go to Monday night. This one's going to be a little interesting. Texans are coming to Steel City. Pittsburgh got lucky and made it there because Baltimore missed a field goal. Aaron Rodgers is old and headed out the door soon. Does he have one last hurrah to send the Steelers on to the next round? Ross, what do you think?
I think the Texans are one of the hottest teams in the league right now. What have they won, like 7, 8 straight?
8 straight.
I mean, I'm taking the Texans.
Okay. Bob?
Pittsburgh.
And just no reason.
Aaron Rodgers is a reason. I mean,
that's a fair-
and I could be proven wrong. I'm not saying I feel great about this Aaron Rodgers, but and the big question too is, does Aaron Rodgers play next year? I think yes. I think yes.
Does he stay in Pittsburgh?
I
though?
don't know where else he'd go.
Chargers.
He can go to the Chargers,
He can go to the
Daniel.
Chargers. I mean, that's an option. If they want to move on and they want a quick 1-year veteran quarterback, Rodgers
I don't
is your
think
veteran
Justin
quarterback.
Herbert's that. You're putting Justin Herbert in this area of your trash.
I'm not saying he's trash. I'm just saying
Well,
he hasn't. He's been in the playoffs how many times and hasn't won a playoff game yet. To me, if you get a quarterback and you get to the playoffs and you can't win a game in 4 or 5 years, maybe it's
How
time
many
to move
playoff
on.
games have they made under Herbert?
4, if I'm not mistaken, the last 4 years. If I'm not
Do you know
mistaken.
this? Do you know this, Ross? Are you looking it up?
I'm not looking it
Okay.
up. No, I did not.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll be the big man here,
And
and,
look it up.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's 4 playoff games he's been to.
It's at least 3, I know.
I would never move on from Herbert from a guy of Aaron Rodgers with that age, got maybe 1 year left.
Why
I'd
would you
stick
take
with
Lamar
Herbert.
over Herbert?
Because
Daniel.
to me, Lamar, yes, he's not the best at throwing deep balls, but what helps Lamar is he's a mobile quarterback. If he gets blitzed, he
But
can
what
get out of
goes
it.
first, your legs or the arm?
Well, for mobile quarterbacks, it's legs.
Okay. How old is Lamar?
Your guess is as good as mine. I want to say he's like late 20s, early 30s. I'm pretty sure, like,
And also,
29?
I would say about Lamar, when you talk about mobility, this is a passing league. The best quarterbacks to play this game have been pocket passers.
Lamar's 29, but has 116 games on his leg. Justin Herbert is 27 and has 95 games on his leg.
and you're-
I don't think Lamar is a better passer 100% than Justin Herbert, hands down.
not on the deep ball. On short routes, I think he's more accurate than Justin.
I would not take Lamar over Justin Herbert at this point in time. I can't do that.
So you pick the Steelers and Ross goes with the Texans. I'm going to be honest. I don't really know. And I don't even think if I picked the Texans, it would be an upset here. Because Texans, like Ross said, are 8-game win streak. But
Justin Herbert, by the way, 2 playoff games.
Well, this will be the third one. Excuse me. So I stand incorrect.
No, I think if the Steelers win, that's an upset. I don't care they're hosting.
Is it really? Though?
I don't know that it's an upset.
I don't think it's an upset
I do.
because you're playing at home.
I don't care. You win your division, you play at home. So Carolina wins. Are you telling me Carolina and Rams, the Rams will be an upset beating Carolina because Carolina's at home?
I think Carolina winning because he upset there.
But still,
That I will
but his
agree with.
his argument
I
is
know.
at home.
But,
My argument for this is that Pittsburgh is a tough place to play in, for one.
Sure, but just being at home
And
don't mean it's
Houston
not.
is coming out of the worst division in football.
Oh, I don't know
The
about that.
AFC South is the worst division.
I don't know about
the
that.
Panthers won the NFC South.
Yeah.
I'd like
The
to point
NFC
that out.
South has an argument to be the worst too, but the AFC
Panthers-
South is definitely one of the worst.
Panthers won their division with a losing record. Texans won theirs with 12-5. And the Colts were working before Daniel Jones got hurt. That changed a huge outcome of that. I would say they're not the worst division.
But
Heck,
I'd
would-
also argue that the Colts have one of the best running backs in the NFL,
That's true.
if not the best. So
You said it right the first time. One of the best.
if not the best.
The best has not been proven this year compared to previous year. That's all I'm going to say.
How is that?
How's it not proven?
As
the
in,
whole year.
our running back this year did not prove that he is the best. And this year, he just
So he's not the
shit
best
bed.
this year. It's that simple. He's not the best this year.
But he's saying that he's not that Jonathan Taylor's the best hands down, and I
I
disagree
didn't.
with
Did I
that.
say hands down?
You
No.
said in the
and
NFL
Jonathan Taylor did better than Saquon this year.
this year, yes, but in
That's what we're
previous
talking
years,
about.
I think Saquon's better.
I don't think I said hands down though.
No, but you said he's the best in the NFL.
I said it's either argued that he's one of the best, or I said he is the best.
Exactly.
That's not saying hands down though.
He's not the.
Well, name
he's,
me-
he's has the argument to be one of the best. Yes,
So who do you say is better than Jonathan Taylor right now?
Saquon. I'm still taking Saquon. Not this
I'm
year.
talking about this year. That's what we're talking about. This year. Bob didn't
Well,
say
I
all
say this
time
year
or the best.
before injury, I think Cam Scatterbo had an argument because I thought he did very well
Give
for
me
the
your top
Giants.
four
For this year.
right now.
Taylor's probably in my top four.
I want him ranked.
Are you talking about this year alone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Well, this year, but
Okay. Because I think DeAndre Swift had a better year than Barkley this year. DeAndre Swift has played very well.
Yeah, Swift to Chicago. Saquon, he's just said not this year. He said just overall. So Swift and Saquon, and I'd say Jonathan Taylor's probably third. I don't really have a fourth, honestly.
I will
what about
politely
Jahmyr
disagree.
Gibbs? I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs in Detroit.
He would probably be. I think Taylor's above him.
What about Bijan?
No,
Why?
For me, no.
Why?
I'm biased. I'm a Saquon fan. I'll be honest.
And for
with you.
me,
Yeah,
I
but you
think
just
what,
said you don't have a fourth.
no. Who did you just say
I said Jahmyr Gibbs.
before that?
I said DeAndre Swift.
There
I
wasn't
thought
one
you
in
had
between.
Swift as your one.
I didn't have
Saquon's
Swift
your
as my
two.
Saquon's my one. Swift was two. Taylor was third.
I'd probably say right now, I would have taken Jonathan Taylor over anybody this year.
And-
For this year. Gibbs did really, I mean, Gibbs is right there with them. I mean, but Gibbs splits times from Montgomery. But if we're talking about production, it's just Jonathan Taylor on that team, so he's not splitting the carries like Swift is. Not Swift, but Gibbs. I mean, Bijan's great. I mean, CMC is wonderful too. I mean,
I think what hurt
Kind of
Christian.
forgot about him, didn't we?
like I'm not this
Wasn't
year
he-
alone.
but
I
Christian
don't,
was injured some this year too.
I don't have Saquon top 5 this year of production. But
This year,
but-
no, he's
but-
not. I'm not saying this year.
But part of that problem is this year is if I'm playing the Eagles, I'm loading the box. I'm
And-
shutting down Saquon. I'm making Jalen Hurts pass the ball and beat me. If
But
he
also,
he beats me.
offensive
But I'm
line
not
doesn't
letting
block
Barkley
that
beat
well.
me.
you got to have an offensive line for your running back to be good. Last year, the Eagles had the best offensive line, I think, in the NFL. That's why they was able to run.
Then
the way
was
they
it the
did.
offensive line or was it Saquon Barkley then?
It was both. A little bit of both. Because you had the offensive line that opened the holes for Saquon, but then Saquon had to prevent magic with his feet and
I
legs.
mean, I believe one of the best running backs ever to play the game had zero offensive line.
Who?
Barry Sanders.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Walter Payton.
Barry had no line. He had no help, and he still did it.
Well, I mean, people always say Emmitt Smith, but everybody always says Emmitt Smith. And the argument is Emmitt Smith always had the best line
Yes.
to play with. I mean, Barry Sanders, I will come to Ross's side, not much of an offensive line. Walter had a really good team. I don't know that everybody just jumps up and down about the offensive line, but they were not as good as Emmitt's, but better than Barry's.
I mean, Barry was just by himself, really, and still produced.
With all that being said, I think I'm still going to rock with Houston. I don't think Aaron Rodgers has enough in the tank to carry this team in the playoffs.
I think it's going to be a close game.
I think, honestly, it could depend on the weather for Pittsburgh. The weather could play a factor for this game because I think snow was in the forecast potentially. If they happen to get the snow, Houston doesn't play that well in snow. I mean, a lot of teams don't. So if that snow happens, Pittsburgh could win this game. But that's my take.
I think the weather stuff is so overrated, and I'll tell you why. Because it's almost like, well, go ahead. I saw you snickering at me, Ross.
I'm just snickering because I think the weather last year is the only reason why the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. Because I do not think they were going to beat the Rams. The Rams are doing very well. Snow hit, and Stafford threw the ball like a child for the rest of the game. And I think we were going to lose that ball game, and then the snow hit.
The thing about it to me is it's like when people say, now I remember Tampa Bay for a long time had some stat like they hadn't won a game when it was over. They were like 0 and something when it was 37 degrees or below. But I think, people talk about weather and they feel like it's snow on one side of the field, but not snow on the other. There's snow on both sides of the field if it's going to snow. If it rains, there's rain on both sides of the field.
To come to the aid of that, Philly is used to snow. They're from up north, just like New England, Buffalo. Those teams are made for that because they're used to that. They've played in that climate before. But you get some teams from the West Coast, they're not used to that.
How many games has Buffalo played in the snow this year?
2 or 3.
So I don't know that I would say used to it.
Buffalo's used to it more than anybody.
I don't know that I would say used to it.
I will say
I would
agree.
say more apt maybe, but not used to it.
I think they're more used to
I would
it
not-
because
I'm not gonna say
Buffalo's
used to
known
it.
for getting deep snows.
I will
Well,
say
they're
I
not
mean,
going out and practicing when there's snow on the ground.
No, they're letting fans come into the stadium to shovel the snow for free food.
Well, then good. The fans are used to snow then, I guess.
But the players are too. I mean,
I would say I agree with you that both sides have to play in the snow. But, the stats are hard to overlook. You take Green Bay for the longest time, never lost a playoff game
Right.
when it was below a certain temperature until Vic came up there and beat them. So they have a great record when it's really cold in the playoffs in Lambeau.
I think I stick by. I think a lot of it's mental, though. I don't think you can just say, well, just because of the snow, XYZ team's going to win, because not everybody on that team is from a cold weather climate.
That's true.
So that's where I get into this whole weather kind of get overrated.
well, I don't think it can be in the argument for the Rams game because you got a West Coast team who's used
I didn't
to,
bring that up.
No, I'm gonna bring it up though. You got a West Coast team who's used to sun, rain here and there, or earthquakes coming to the east, northern east. On top of that,
But
this northern east team is used to cold, frigid snow, rain, anything.
Bob's right too, though. It's not just because he's from L.A. I mean, Stafford played in Georgia, so he's not going to be used to the cold. So some of these players played in the cold earlier in their career.
Yes, but I still think the weather plays a big factor. I don't think it's a part mental, yes, but I still think weather has a big factor because
I don't know that's a big factor.
I mean, look at some of the rain games. Like I'm talking about tsunamis.
I think
type
it
of rain
depends. I
games.
mean, if you got a team that's based on the run and it's pouring, and another team wants to air it out, I give that advantage to the running team all day long.
No, I get where you're going. I just don't know that I would say big factor because I think that I'm not going to agree. So, I'm not going to agree.
We just want to thank you guys for listening to the S&D podcast today. We just want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. Just remember, you can check us out on Apple, YouTube, and Spotify. And we look forward to talking to you guys in our next episode. Yes, sir.
Yo, so this is no justice, no peace. Well, let me speak my piece. Rocking the gospel of peace and it's going down. I'm aiming for the crown. Please pray for